Hi, Docker has another useful facility to transfer the files between the container and the host file system. And most of the time this will be required to transfer the files between the volumes within the container, that is file system within the container, to the file system of the host. And it's possible both the sides. Let's see a small demo on how to transfer the files between these two file systems. Let me go ahead and create a container. Before that, I am going to create a directory test cp. I don't have any files. Now I am going to start a container in the name of nginx-2. I will be having it within a port, let's say 6022. Docker container, I am going to run it in the detached mode. The name of the container is nginx-2 and the port of the host, that is 6022, will be mapped to the port 80 of the container. The image I am going to use is nginx. Now I can copy the files from the local file system into the container and the other way also. And before that, I am going to introduce another command called diff. That will give the difference of what are all the change happened to that particular file system. Let me go ahead and execute the command. Diff and then the container name. So these are all the changes happen. Now I am going to copy a file from the local file system into the container. Let me go ahead and create test file. So I do have a file with this specific content. Now I am going to copy this particular file into the container root file system. Docker copy file copy test into the container nginx-2 : into the root file system, and name of the file within the container, it should be file copy test in container.txt. Now let me go ahead and do the diff. Here you can very well see I have added a file. This is the name of the file within the container. I can verify it by logging into that specific container as well. Let me say docker container exec nginx-2 bash. Now if I list the files within the root file system, within the container I am able to see the file. Now I am going to copy the file within the container into the local file system. Docker cp from the container nginx-2 : the name of the file, and it should get stored in the name of from container.txt. I'm not giving any path, so in the same directory it will get stored. Now I do have the file from container. If I see the content, it will be the same that we had added. So basically this acts like FTPing a file from one system to another system. I'm copying the file between the host file system and the container file system. So we had seen how to copy the files between the file systems, as well as how to use the diff command to find the difference in terms of what are all the file changes happen to the file system within a container.